And thanks for staying here with us. The House of Representatives has chastised organized labor, which includes the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, and Trade Union Congress, TUC, for misleading the public about fake earnings by members. It said that they actually endeavor to incite public animosity towards members and, of course, weaken the legislature's credibility.
It cautioned that such acts could incite public resentment of lawmakers and weaken the legislature's reputation. It also demanded that those damaging the nation's economy be held accountable. In a related update, the House of Representatives has urged the federal government to consider a living wage instead of a minimum wage for Nigerian workers. The House urged the government to redirect the focus of the ongoing negotiations from fixing a new minimum wage to fixing a realistic living wage for Nigerians. To discuss this, we're joined by Vice Chairman, NLC Lagos State Council, Olabisi Idowu. Good morning, and thanks for joining us.
Good morning for having me this morning.
All right. Of course, the House of Reps, doesn't seem very happy with the NLC or organized labor generally for the speculations about their wages and about their salaries. Let's quickly get your take on that first. Is Labour certain on what figures it is quoting as to what the members of the National Assembly earn as reasons for their demand for an increment in minimum wage?
Good morning, Nigerians. In actual sense, if they are trying to be fidgety as regards information going around, they will have come on board to place it on Nigerians to see actually the amount of money they are collecting as their salary monthly. If you don't talk just like that, in other words, maybe to gain a cheap popularity, they should come out and defend it by themselves, not by staying somewhere saying that we are trying to blackmail them.
All right. Well, if you say they should come out and defend it themselves, we do recall that the members of the Assembly have gone on to say that their salaries are not what. Let's just make it clear, it's hardly seen by the public. We do recall years ago, we used to see salaries put on the front pages of the newspaper, just as we've seen that of the Chief Justice of Nigeria also being shared on newspapers that it's going to be earning 65 million naira annually. If we may ask, where did the organized labor get these figures from that is being shared?
Let me say this emphatically, with all authority. There's no smoke in any given society without fire. And whenever you believe you are smart, you have some people that are smarter than you. They are looking at it as an allegation. But we are saying they should come on board to prove a point to Nigeria that what we are saying, we are not right. They should come on board. It's in actual sense, in terms of comparison analysis, in the whole world today, the NANS, the National Assembly of Nigerians, receive the highest pay. They receive the highest pay.
Okay.
That's what we are saying. This is what we are discussing this time around. If what we are saying, they should come. Even though they can remove their names or whatsoever from the paper. And let us see.
So,
yes, they receive it now. They have it. But I think the money passed through certain place before they get to there. Just like what the Senate President said the other time, maybe when they are going for a festival, and they said our prayer, go and check your box. Yeah. After that, we got the amount of the money that they turned to be a prayer.
Yeah, but I mean, what would your response be to people who say that, regardless of what they earn, that is a totally different argument. Your labor can demand for a better minimum wage from the federal government without interfering with what the members of the National Assembly earn?
They are mouth speaker of the populace, and they are looking at the federal government trying to toy the life of the workers in Nigeria, the people that lay the golden egg, and they cannot say anything until they wait to the dying minute. And I look at them as a jester of the year. They fail from their own responsibility. And based on that, we go on our way to make sure we dig out everything. It's simply because they are comfortable in their house, in their domain. That's why they look at it. What we are doing is they are less concerned.
You think that they have failed?
Definitely, woefully. They have failed woefully. Because if you fail to act at a given time, at the right time, No, nobody will recognize you.
Yeah. Do you say the same thing about every National Assembly, even in the past? I mean, the previous National Assembly, the one before it, the one currently, being headed by the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio.
In terms of comparison analysis, if you want to talk about the House, I think we go back to 1979, when those people have the heart of Nigerians at heart. They have the heart of Nigerians at heart. But this time around, they are there for jamborees.
You've talked about they're there for jamborees, but let's also look at the demands. You've said suspension. You're suspending the strike for 5 days. Today is day 2.
Yeah.
So that means 3 more days.
Yes.
First of all, let me ask quickly, the weekend, is it added to the weekend? Is weekend added to the days or just working weekdays?
Working weekdays.
Okay, working weekdays. So it would elapse on Wednesday next week. That's fine. That falls on June 12th, if I'm right, if I look at my timetable. Anyway, aside from that, the Senate itself, we do hear, are saying that picketing is fine, but taking it as far as going to the national grid and then the airport was a step too far to have been taken by the organized union. What's your take on that?
Well, we call ourselves organized labor, we respect the law of the land, and it is based on that we give them a wide open window, 31 ultimatum day. And they could not do anything. And if the House of Assembly is ranting around, we don't look at their side. And that one, it's not that maybe we did something funny. We withdrew our services. And if there's nobody to control this, your gadget now, it will come down by itself. And that won't happen. Nobody to direct, nobody to control, everybody, we withdrew our services. And then we are not waiting. And they saw it that truly we are very, very important. Yeah. We made the word of the country. And that won't happen. And legally, we have the right to go on picketing or to go on strike, covered by the law of the land. And that won't happen. We did not do anything funny. We withdraw our services. Yeah. And that won't happen.
All right, quickly, just to add to that, because we need to talk about, the 5 days also. There's discussions about criminalizing picketing the airport and the national grid. How would Labour's response be to that?
I can say that that language is fallacy. Yes, I can say with all authority. If you listen to me now, Benicio, I said it just now. We are covered under the law. We are organized labor. We respect the law of the land at any given time.
But they want to remove that aspect from the law. Yeah.
Which one? Which one do you
All right. So there are rumors, just as a target, there are rumors that the Senate is planning to remove from the law, to expunge that aspect that you don't have rights to picket at
it's not possible.
The national grid.
Under the Ajaero, they can't do that. Nigeria is not different from other countries. If they do the right, you can see what we are saying. If truly the Senate and House of Reps have the heart of Nigeria, their own heart at every given time, they will not be talking of that. You can see now that you see, honestly, they've turned our country to another thing entirely. That's why when you are trying to ask me, I took it back to the time memorial, 1979, when we have our fathers that have the heart of Nigerians at their heart. Yeah. And what they are trying to do now, are they trying to turn everything into, I don't know. Are you not telling us that we don't have the freedom again?
Yeah, because of time. 5 days is what you've given the government. There's meant to be daily meetings with the federal government. Can you share with us how those meetings have gone so far? Is there any agreements that we are likely going to reach, maybe, with figures in mind also?
You see, for now, you can't preempt anybody. They are still discussing. But we are waiting for, our leaders are there. If they change. Because actually, in any given society, that's the only thing that is constant. And that has changed. We are waiting for them. Yeah. We are waiting for them. But we believe they will not mess up with us again. You see, all those things, I look at that statement or that act from the House of Senate and Rep. That's threatening. And that one cannot help Nigeria to move forward. When you are there to protect our own interests, you are not threatening us that you want to revoke this. Is that the next thing to be done now? Go and check other countries in Africa. Understand? Go and check their salaries in times maybe if you want to look at it in dollar rate, go and check it. You will see that we are nowhere to be found and we call ourselves a giant of Africa.
Especially when we're oil-producing nation, right?
Yes.
Okay. 100,000 naira is what we hear that that you're about to settle for. You know, the NLC and the TUC are about to settle for 100,000 naira. So it's gone from 475. You know, you started initially from your 1 million. Break it down, negotiations, sitting at the table, and now 100,000 naira. Is this feasible?
Well, what you are trying to tell me now, I can look at it as a rumor. But what we are saying, we are not going to take anything less than 3-digit number.
So 100 is 3-digit.
Don't worry until we get there. We are waiting for them. You know, people started crucifying us when we come on board with 1 million naira. When you are going to a negotiation table, you start from somewhere. And we are being realistic enough. If you look at the parameter, when we project 1 million, federal government came on board with either 40 or 48 something. Thereafter, they added 3,000 naira. It's an insult. Then we move from 1 million to 615. Look at that gap. You understand? Then we move again from 615 to 400 and something. See, you have to start from somewhere. So that if Nigerians look at church very well, they will look at it that we are passionate about our country.
Final question. Does every member of the organized labor trust your leadership, Joe Ajaero and Felix Osifo? Do you trust that they will not, succumb to pressure or anything, during those negotiations?
No, never. We trust them more than that thing. You see,
you didn't defend him when he was beaten up, in a way.
You see, let me tell you something. That one, let's leave that one. Maybe if you can call on us to discuss that one in an elaborate way, it will be fine. But let me tell you, there are leaders and there are leaders. Comrade Joe Ajaero is a kind of person that can use my last blood in my vein to protect because of integrity. If you want to know much about Joe Ajaero, you can try and call or do a findings towards what happened during the time when the federal government of this nation decided to sell out NEPA. He was invited to be brought up, but he refused. He did not. He said something that day that I prefer and I would love if my people, even just a day, to be called a millionaire. That money, I don't need it, and it's a huge amount of money. I've never seen an Igbo man like him. It's a man of integrity.
Okay, all right.
Very interesting. Anyway, we look forward to have you again, hopefully next week when the 5 days have elapsed. Let's see if you're going to go back on strike, or hopefully before then, the federal government and the organized labor would have reached an agreement and Nigerians can continue to live their lives. Thank you so much for being here. We truly appreciate you. Thank you so much, Mr. Olabisi Idowu, who happens to be the Vice Chairman, NLC Lagos State Council.